In this episode, witness a couple of fresh-faced riders as they attempt to conquer a mountain road. Their mission? To find the view deck perched at the edge of the earth, wrapped in a legend. Passing by the vast Farmville of the North. Finding a hidden tomb. Getting lost and hungry. And stumbling on an upside-down house that serves food, and finally finding their way back home. Let our adventure begin. At the foot of Mount Posto rests two creatures. The newbie riders, not out of awe, but of hunger. They are armed with only the essentials. Google Maps, questionable confidence, and a single bunch of bananas strapped to the back. There are no restaurants here, only mountains, wind, and the quiet rustle of two humans realizing they've brought zero snacks besides fruit. They chew with the dignity of explorers, saving money, saving fuel, and pretending this was all part of the plan. But adventure waits above. Perched upon their mighty steel steeds, one 155cc, the other slightly louder than necessary. Fueled by bananas and blind optimism, our two brave riders begin the ascent into Mount Posto, a road they had never ridden. Up they go, hearts racing not just from the altitude, but from the giddy thrill of the unknown. And possibly the sugar from 3 bananas. The path looks like a spaghetti noodle dropped by a caffeinated child. Sharp curves bending around cliffs. Each turn a surprise party hosted by gravity. There are no other travelers here. A shortcut path only shown by Google Maps. And like all great heroes before them, they believed the machine. Now they ride alone. Just 2 tiny specks crawling up the spine of the mountain, chasing a blue line on a cracked screen, and a faint suspicion that this might have been a terrible idea. Their eyes dart between the road ahead and the view below. A sweeping, jaw-dropping landscape of green, which is lovely, but also a bit distracting when you're on 2 wheels. Do they keep their eyes on the road or soak in the scenery? They choose both, wobbling slightly, and trusting that if the mountain doesn't kill them, the joy of it might. Our 2 brave souls continue their ascent. Through quiet curves and sun-splashed bends, past sleepy houses with tin roofs that blink in the light, and farmlands that smell like earth, chickens, and quiet ambition. The road, to their surprise, is still paved, wider than expected. This, they say, was the right decision. They laugh in the wind. They feel like pioneers with a GPS. But then, a sudden, silent betrayal. The wide road ends. Before them now, a weathered old tire path, not a road. Not even a suggestion of a road. Just two faint lines through the jungle. Like someone once tried to drive here and then gave up in 1993. The ancient transition from asphalt to good luck, a rite of passage for all riders who dare trust Google Maps in the mountains. But not all is well in the kingdom of adventure. Chunks of the road are missing, like someone took bites out of it and spat it out. One of our riders, the female of the duo, is now squinting at the path ahead, not with excitement, but with that special blend of, oh no, and why did I agree to this? Still, onward they go, because turning back is harder. Our male rider, beacon of calm, decides to check Google Maps. And yet, the blue line on the screen doesn't waver. It's confident this is the right road. He clicks the start button with so much ease. Shrugs, charmingly unbothered, and they continue on the road. Chunks of concrete are missing in places where the mountain clearly wanted a snack. Behind them, the nice road lies in the past. Ahead, a rugged ribbon of uncertainty stretches upward into the unknown. And somewhere in the middle, two riders, half thrilled, half horrified, and entirely committed. And so they ride, still climbing, still bouncing, still questioning their life choices. Then, a glimmer, a patch of road in the middle, smooth, concrete, like an oasis in a desert of chaos. Could this be it? The end of the great tire path saga? They push forward, faster now. Hearts lighter, butts slightly sore. And finally, the main highway. Wide, smooth, legit. They roll onto it with the grace of two exhausted chickens finding shelter after a tornado. The road smooths out. The Cada Plateau unfolds before them, a vast patchwork of vegetable farms, cabbage, carrots, and potatoes stretch to the horizon. It's like Farmville, but real. A few houses dot the landscape. The sky is a perfect blue, not a cloud in sight. Every turn reveals another breathtaking view. The urge to stop and take a photo every 5 seconds is overwhelming. But they press on, until exactly 20 meters later, they stop. It is time for the sacred ritual of every motovlogger on YouTube. The drone shot. Behold the Farmville of northern Benguet. This vast expanse is one of the top vegetable producers in the region. From above, it's a patchwork quilt of cabbages, carrots, and potatoes. The plateau's produce travels far, supplying markets in Baguio, Manila, and even reaching other Asian countries through organic exports. As the drone soars, the landscape unfolds like a green carpet. It's a view so stunning, even the clouds pause to admire. As we return to our start point, the riders stand coolly beside their bike, trying hard not to look like they've been eating bananas and dodging potholes for the past hour. Even if you're exhausted, it is in the Motovlogger handbook to always wave when the drone is watching, even if you're not sure where to look. Meanwhile, as the male rider fiddled with his beloved flying toy, the female rider was on her own mission. She wandered into the field, chasing butterflies, collected sticky weeds, and meticulously placed it on his back, added to more pieces, and wondered to herself how many would survive the wind, the bumps, the sweat, and his complete lack of awareness at the end of the trip. Unbeknownst to the drone pilot, his back was now a limited edition canvas. And so, onward they go. The drone's back in its case. The sticky weeds are holding on like tiny daredevils. Our two adventurers ride again. Through the real-life Farmville, minus the login screen. Their mission is clear. Find the view deck somewhere at the end of this endless salad bowl. They cruise along, eyes peeled, not for danger, but for signs. And they press on, chasing a view, and possibly a stronger signal. Eventually, they make it. There is supposed to be an entrance fee, but there is no personnel at the office. So, I guess it is their lucky day because they get to enter for free. And against all odds, the wildflowers are still there, clinging to the male rider's back like tiny green hitchhikers. They march past the farming plots like they own the place. They arrive at the foot of the view deck. One last climb on this stone wall.
Wow. Oh my God. Wow.
Welcome to VIEWDECK. They travelled all that way for this wonderful view. There are a few visitors milling about, a small group, not the noisy kind. The riders, of course, eavesdrop, like any respectful adventurer would. They heard something about the VIEWDECK being more than just a scenic pit stop, but with a hidden tomb below it. Of course, they had to check it for themselves to verify the information. Then there it is, a wooden tomb which looks like it might open any minute. They stared. The tomb stared back. No name, no markings, just a resting place for someone long gone. Then realizing they were alone and the other visitors had left, they made the decision it was time to go. Because, it turns out, our two brave heroes aren't that brave after all. Tired, they were starving. All they had in the morning was a banana. The remaining bananas, destroyed in battle, squished and bruised. Turns out, Bananas are not rider-friendly snacks. They don't survive sharp curves or bumpy tire paths. So yes, it was time to find real food. Our two hungry fellas set off. They retraced their route, stomachs growling louder than the engine. But alas, dead end, just a sad, lonely road that led to nothing. A metaphor for poor navigation and low blood sugar. Clearly, hunger was frying their brains. So naturally, they did the only logical thing. Turn round and find the correct path. On the way back, they had passed something unusual, an upside-down house. Apparently, it's a restaurant. At this point, they didn't care if the chairs were on the ceiling as long as the rice was hot. And so, with bellies full and dignity partially restored, and the 4 wildflowers still intact, our riders set off for home. But not the same way they came. No more shortcuts, because sometimes the scenic route isn't worth the therapy, and sometimes the long way home is just a safer way to protect what's left of your sanity and your suspension. And taking a different route means you get to see more of the views like this. This wraps up today's adventure. Watch as our riders pose like royalty on this magnificent pile of rock, as if they built it themselves with their bare gloved hands. Shout out to the real artist who made it. And the wildflowers, only 2 of them remain. The male rider still oblivious of his new bling. Now they rest and watch the birds, take one last dramatic look, then leave, still very bad at directions.
I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed out. Everything just feels like a test that I fail, so depressed when I can't seem to get out. But something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by all this shit. Tell me that I can and I won't. That's what guides me the most. 'Cause I'll do what I want. The gas in the back of the sun, never knew she's so bad that the chill made the right. The gas in the back of the sun, never knew she's so bad that the chill made the right. The gas in the back of the sun, never knew she's so bad that the chill made the right. The gas in the back of the sun, never knew she's so bad that the chill made the right. I'm inspired by thirst, I'm inspired by worth. I desire your worst, so you can just hide while I work. I ain't tired, you first. I'll write a second, third verse about the lies you go disperse. You never did shit, I know it hurts. But something deep inside won't let